Being born into greatness sounds like a dream, right? You get the money, the fame, and the connections. Life should be easy. But what if I told you that being LeBron James' son might actually be a curse? Because no matter how talented you are, no matter how hard you work, you will never be able to escape his shadow. And for Bronny James, that pressure is something no other player in the country has to deal with. But this isn't just about expectations. It's about constant hate, unrealistic pressure, and a life that was chosen for him before he could even decide what he wanted. Let's break down on why being LeBron James' son isn't as great as it seems. Yes, you have money, you have fame, and you have the entire world looking at you. But sometimes it's not the best. Imagine you're just a kid playing basketball, and before you even enter high school, millions of people already have an opinion about your future. Bronny James was never just a normal player. The moment he picked up a basketball, he was expected to follow in his dad's footsteps. And let's be real, who can live up to LeBron James? LeBron isn't just a good NBA player. He's a 4-time champion, a 4-time MVP, and a 20-time All-Star, as well as arguably the greatest of all time.
James on the drive! Again, rushed it. James on the follow!
Green, Posey will defend. Oh! LeBron James with no regard for human life!
He changed the game, dominated for 2 decades, and built a legacy that seems impossible to surpass. Now let's look at Bronny. He's a talented player, but he's not a generational one.
For Porter, gonna give him.
He's right here. James. Bronny's gonna fire it up. There it is! First NBA basket.
James over his head to Kelly the lob. Off the bounce, leaves it, goal. Kick over in the corner, James. 7 on the shot clock, 1 dribble pull up, good. First bucket of the night goes to Bronny James.
He stands at about 6'1 or 6'2, which already puts him at a disadvantage. His style of play is different too. He's not a high-flying dunker like his dad was at 18. He's more of a smart defender and playmaker.
Maybe a little bit too tall for the center. Long underneath, that one rejected. James got his hands on that one.
James goes behind his back, weaving through traffic, goes up left there. Off the glass and in. Bronny James gets his first bucket. Nice job attacking the big guy, going right.
Despite that, fans, scouts, and the media expect him to be the next King James. Every time he plays, people don't just watch. They analyze every single move and immediately compare it to his dad. And it's brutal. The moment he has a bad game, social media explodes. Comments flooding saying he's overrated. He's only getting hyped because of his dad. He'll never be good in the NBA. Even though he never asked to be born as LeBron's son, the world has already judged his entire career before it even fully began. Just think about this. When LeBron was in high school, he was labeled the chosen one. He had pressure, but people wanted to see him succeed. But for Bronny, it's almost the complete opposite, because no matter what he does, people will never give him full credit, and he can't win in the eyes of the public. If he plays well, he's only good because of his dad, is what people say. And if he struggles, he's a fraud. He'll never make it in the NBA, is what others say. And then there's the constant disrespect. In 2023, Bronny suffered a cardiac arrest while working out with USC, his college at the time.
You're getting word that Bronny James, who is going to be a freshman basketball player at USC, suffered cardiac arrest while at a practice yesterday. Let me read a statement that was just provided to us by the family. It says, yesterday while practicing, Bronny James suffered a cardiac arrest. Medical staff was able to treat Bronny and take him to the hospital. He is now in stable condition and no longer in the ICU.
This was a terrifying moment that could have ended his career or even his life. And instead of getting universal support, some fans took that as an opportunity to hate. People were saying, well, he wasn't gonna be good anyway. Imagine that. A 19-year-old kid nearly loses his life, and people still go out of their way to tear him down. It's not just about expectations anymore. It's about a world that wants to see him fail. Most kids grow up choosing their own path, but Bronny, his path was already written before he could decide. From the moment he was born, he was in the spotlight. Cameras followed him. His highlights went viral. People were breaking down his game when he was in middle school. And sure, some people might say, well, he could have just played another sport. But let's be real. LeBron James is one of the most competitive athletes in history. You really think he wasn't pushing Bronny towards basketball? Now, maybe Bronny truly loves the game, but even if he didn't, what was his other option? Even if he became a musician, an actor, or a businessman, people would still say, oh, that's just LeBron's kid trying something different. He never got to be just Bronny. LeBron has said it multiple times. My last year will be played with my son, and that's what he wants. It sounds like a dream, right? A father-son duo in the NBA. Yeah, well, not exactly, because now Bronny has no choice but to make the NBA. Not because he's earned it, but because teams want LeBron. Even if Bronny has a bad season, teams will still consider drafting him, not because of his talent, but because signing him could mean getting LeBron James. And now that we know that's not gonna happen because Bronny is on the Lakers, so LeBron James didn't get traded or signed to a different team. And that's the worst possible scenario for Bronny, because even if he makes it to the NBA under those circumstances, he will never be respected. Every point he scores, every game he plays, people will say he's only here because of his dad. That's gotta be the worst feeling in the world. In my honest opinion and much others, everybody should treat Bronny like as if he's an average NBA player. We want too much of him. It's his rookie season and he shouldn't be averaging that much. It's not like he's a superstar. Especially you, Stephen A. Smith, you should stop, because trust me, you don't want to fight LeBron James. I don't think anybody does. So the big question is, can Bronny James ever escape his dad's shadow? The truth is, it's going to be nearly impossible. No matter what he accomplishes, people will always compare him to LeBron. But there is one thing Bronny can do. He has to carve his own identity. He'll never be the next LeBron, and he shouldn't try to be. Instead, he needs to focus on what he does best, being a lockdown defender, a playmaker, and a solid teammate. If he can embrace that role, maybe, just maybe, he can prove the doubters wrong. But until then, being LeBron James' son is not as great as it seems. Do you think Bronny will succeed in the NBA, or is he doomed to fail? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. Click the video popping up if you want to see how good was prime LeBron James. Have a great rest of your day, and thank you for watching.